Tropical storm Don is still hours away from hitting the Texas Gulf Coast, but Central Texas already seeing some showers from it.
Much needed showers considering how dry it's been. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Leslie Rohde.
I'm Robert Hadlock. Natalie Stoll in our First Warning Weather Center sitting in for Jim, and she has more on just how much rain we could see here.
And we are seeing a few of those showers this afternoon. Right now, the very outer rain bands associated with Tropical Storm making their way through Central Texas, from Austin down to San Antonio and then down towards the border as well. The center of the storm, though, still sitting off the coast. The heaviest rain on the south side of it, so Brownsville looking at the heaviest storm activity right now. And this storm expected to make landfall later on tonight. So there are tropical storm warnings stretching from Brownsville all the way up to near the Houston area. So the waters will be a little choppy there, as well as gusty wind conditions, and an isolated tornado not out of this question as this storm moves closer to land through the evening hours. A little bit closer to home, though, we are looking at just a scattered shower activity. The heaviest storm just south of the Buda area, looking at some pretty heavy downpours there. You could see a little gusty wind activity with these showers as they move through, and they'll continue for the next couple of hours. Once the sun sets and we lose some of that daytime heating, these will become fewer, far in between for the rest of the night. We are, though, tracking a chance for rain into your Saturday, too. We'll talk more about that a little later in First Warning Weather. But as we mentioned, Tropical Storm Don is expected to make landfall overnight, bringing with it several inches of rain to parts of South Texas. Reporter Scott Gordon is on North Padre Island with the latest.
Well, Natalie, Tropical Storm Don is still out there in the Gulf of Mexico, but it is less than 100 miles away from us now, and it is closing in on the Texas coast. We're expecting it to arrive here at North Padre Island sometime between 8 and 9 o'clock tonight. But, you know, looking out here at the beach on North Padre Island, you'd have no idea that a tropical storm was so close. A lot of tourists are out here enjoying the big waves and high surf. This is a minimal tropical storm, not a whole lot of damage that we're expecting, but it is expected to bring a lot of wind and a lot of much needed rain. With just hours to go before Tropical Storm Don makes landfall, it was business as usual at Texas beaches. Young surfers enjoying bigger than normal waves. A few tourists are packing up. Campers at Mustang Island State Park ordered to evacuate.
They told us we're going to have to evacuate because this is all going to be underwater tonight.
But most people around here plan to ride it out.
If I see the locals leaving, then I'll leave. But if they're not leaving yet, then I'll stick around.
Hundreds of offshore oil workers have been evacuated from the Gulf, temporarily halting production. But the impact is expected to be minimal. The center of the storm shifted slightly to the south overnight toward Mexico and showed some signs of strengthening slightly, but not enough to become hurricane strength.
This is not going to be a hurricane. I feel very strongly it's going to remain a tropical storm, probably right about where the strength is now at 50 miles per hour.
Cotton farmers in the storm's path race to harvest their crop, worried too much rain could wash it out.
After it rains, when it dries back up, it loses some of its weight, so we lose money on the farm.
But any rain is welcome in most parts of Texas, plagued by the worst drought in decades. And back on the beach, few tourists are complaining.
I'm not panicked about it. In fact, I'm enjoying it. My son and I are here at the beach. I'm praying for rain. We desperately need it here in Texas.
Even with all the rain this tropical storm is expected to bring, experts say it will do nothing to erase most of the drought conditions throughout Texas. As a matter of fact, many of the driest parts of the state won't receive any rain at all. I'm Scott Gordon reporting from North Padre Island for KXAN News.